I can't even remember the last time I did one of these for a Dokkan reveal. It has been it's been a long time, but it seems like we're getting some kind of Goku Black global first character. That seems to be the main consensus from people after seeing the teaser yesterday. For some reason, the Dokkan like premieres don't have closed captions, so I can't have subtitles on. I'd like to have those up for the Legends reveal, but let's see how this goes. I believe this is only like 7 minutes long, so it's going to be pretty short, but let's see what we have in store here. Raw reaction. February producers letter. Let me see if the... Oh, stop. Make it a little louder. Oh, it already has built-in... That's why it has built-in closed captions.
世界の皆さん、こんにちは。ドラゴンボール Z ドッカンバトルメインプロデューサーのお松です。
Okay.
本日は1月のプロデューサーレターで発表させていただきました。海外版先行施策について詳細をお伝えさせていただきます。今回は2つの海外先行施策をご紹介いたします。ぜひ最後までご覧になってください。
Sure.
まずは1つ目。皆さん大変お待たせいたしました。
The sync?
数年ぶりに海外版
Dokkan Festival is arriving in the international version first.
気になる新キャラクターですが
Alright, we're just jumping right into it instantly.
まずはこちらをご覧ください。どうぞ。
No beating around the bush with Dokkan. It's Rose, right? It's gotta be. Yeah, of course. We knew it was gonna be Rose. The Divine Lasso, okay. Goku Black, Super Saiyan, Rose.
You shall now feel the full brunt of a god's anger.
Looks like a TUR. Okay, we got the clones out here. Yeah, that looks like a TUR, doesn't it? 220. So it's coming out today?
ということで新キャラクターとして怒りという力の掌握
Physical.
悟空ブラック
Mastery of the power of rage.
ロゼが登場いたします。
So there's a rage mechanic.
SNS にて本キャラクターのティザー投稿を実施いたしましたが、皆さんの予想は合っておりましたでしょうか。
Interesting.
今回の発表で海外版のユーザーの皆さんに
Very
少
happy.
しでも喜んでもらえたなら本当に嬉しいです。
Global first Dokkan Fest.
続きまして怒りという力の掌握
Abilities, okay.
悟空ブラックスーパーサイヤ人ロゼの性能をご紹介いたします。性能はこちらになります。
Here are his... Okay, you know what I might do? I might come back to this at the end of the video because it's probably going to go... Yeah, this is going way too fast. Super Boss... Oh, he's actually introducing the Super Bosses category to Global, is what it looks like. That's interesting. That is the 9th anniversary category. Yeah, you guys think I'm going to read this in 2 seconds? this novel passive in 2 seconds? Yeah, you guys think I had enough time to read that? They gave us a lot of time to read that, huh? Okay, looks like he has a domain. Again, at the end of the video, we'll just come back to this and go over everything, and I'll read everything in detail, and I'll give my thoughts on the actual kit. Dude, I can't. Yeah,
新たに
thanks.
登場するカテゴリースーパーボスのリーダーキャラとして登場いたします。条件を満たすことでアクティブスキルを発動、自身が分身する
Clones in the domain. Okay, so he does have a domain.
未来時空の亀裂を生成いたしま
I
す。
mean, we knew this was
この
coming,
フィー
right?
ルド都市未来時空
Rift
の亀
in
裂が
time.
発動している間はスーパーボスカテゴ
Attack
リ
and
ーの
defense of both allies and enemies belonging to the Super Bosses category will increase. Okay.
分身前も二次気玉を取得するごとに
For every rainbow, it sounds like Blue Cow can go Revolution Blue
分
Vegeta.
身後はさらにそれぞれのタイミングで必殺技を放つことができる可能性があります。
Okay.
また自身で待機玉以外の気玉を
Sounds like he's a rainbow orb changer.
変化させることもできるようになるため、より複数回攻撃しやすくなり、
Sure.
安定した
I'll have to
戦
take
い
a
を
look at
楽
the
しむ
kit
ことができる
because
ようになります。
that was a long one.
今回のドッカンフェスでは全世界同時キャンペーンのダブルドッカンフェスにて登場した無限の聖域合体ザマス
they're bringing back the worldwide
全身全霊をかけ
characters.
た決戦スーパーサイヤ人ゴッド SS
3 LRs on this
スーパ
banner?
ーサイヤ人ゴッド SS ベジータ が初めて再登場するほか、誇りと希望の力、スーパーサイヤ人ゴッド
not
ベジータ
Interesting. They're bringing back Dokkan Fest LRs on a banner that is not featuring a new LR.
皆さんぜひ弾いてみてくださいね。また2月
Super Dokkan. There we go, guys. Super
ゲーム内の
Dokkan.
ミッションで手に入る超ドッカンガシャチケットは今回発表させていただきました。
In feature Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks.
スーパーサイヤ人ロゼ
Interesting. That's a very good
超
banner.
ドッカン
That's
チケ
a
ット
very
ガシャ
good banner.
で使用可能となっております。
Okay.
ぜひこの機会に悟空ブラックスーパーサイヤ人ロゼを仲間にして合体ザマスなどのスーパーボスカテゴリーのキャラクターを編成
I assume the next announcement's going to be an EZA.
2つ目は
An EZA?
2月23日より
From
極限 Z 覚醒
2
が
days from now.
追加されるキャラクターを紹介させていただきます。こちらもスーパーボスカテゴリーのキャラクターとなっております。
Who?
こちらになります。限界を突破した高みケフラになります。
Okay.
極限 Z 覚醒後の性能はこちらになります。
All right, we'll also look at this later because, yeah. They're giving us a Rose Dokkan Fest, and then they're going to be easying Kefla, STR Kefla. This tells me there's not going to be like a Universe 6 themed Dokkan Fest anytime soon, right? I mean, that's probably what that means, right? Okay. I mean, the good thing about this is I don't have to translate these characters because they just give it to us here.
いかがでしたでしょうか？海外版先行試作はこちらで以上となります。最後に直近開催を予定しております、ゲーム内最新情報をお届けいたします。2月21日より昨年の全世界同時キャンペーンにて実施しておりました数々のイベントが再登場いたします。
That's good.
各イベントの詳細はゲーム内お知らせよりご確認ください。また2月29日より戦闘力
Oh, they're introducing the power level update. Okay, at the end of the month.
ゼニー獲得量や各種アイテム、キャラクターのドロップ
That's not that old on Like that's pretty recent on
特
JP.
定の回数制
So, pretty
限
good.
のあるイベントへの挑戦回数が増えたりするなど、戦闘力が高ければ高いほどさまざまなボーナスを獲得することができます。
Cool.
また流石や
Power level bonus release
その他
celebration
素材
campaign.
がたくさん手に入る戦闘力ボーナス記念キャンペーン
Dragonstone skill orbs, other items required to strengthen
この機会
characters.
に仲間にしたキャラクターを育成し、戦闘力を
Sounds like this
上げてい
Dokkan
って
Fest is
もらえ
coming
れば
out
なと思
today.
います。こちらで本日の情報は以上となります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。
Okay, so I'm
最後までご
gonna
視聴いただきありがとうございまし
I'm
た。
just gonna pause and be right back.
See
I'll
ya.
reload the video and then we'll just rewind to the details because I'm gonna actually want to read these in depth. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, so let's take a look here. So mastery of the power of rage. This is interesting because I think a lot of people were theorizing that this could have been the Tanabata character, which does not appear to be the case because it is not an LR. So wait, it's not an LR, right? I'm not crazy. Let me see. Yeah, it just says you are. Okay. I'm kind of curious as to like where this character is going to appear on the JP timeline. I actually would not be surprised if this is the character coming to JP next. Like the 9th anniversary ends and then JP just gets Rose next. That's probably what's going to happen, I'm assuming, but we'll see. So, Realm of Gods, Batara, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Exploding Rage and Human Deeds, Corroded Body and Mind, Accelerated Battle, Worldwide Chaos, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, Power of Wishes, and Super Bosses. So yes, this character is introducing the Super Bosses category for Global early. Leader Skill, Super Bosses or Corroded Body and Mind. 170 across the board, 30% extra to Realm of Gods, Accelerated Battle, or Exploding Rage. Super Bosses or Corroded Body and Mind? I don't know. I don't know about that one. If they were going to give us these categories as the leader skill, I think we needed a third one. I think there should have been a third category in there. Corroded Body and Mind is not like a powerful category. Super Bosses is obviously going to become a lot better once we actually get into the 9th anniversary because we get the Golden Frieza, We get the Broly, of course. So without those characters, like those are the two core characters, well, two of the core characters on the team. I don't know how well Super Bosses is going to look without those units. Like, it's not going to be good. So I'm not super enthusiastic about this logistical for now on global, but sure. Okay, so the super attack is the Violent Fierce God Slicer. We did see that it was the Divine Lasso ability. Raised attack and defense for 1 turn, immense damage, pretty basic, sure. Passive is You Shall Die in Vain. Key +2 attack and defense 200%, guards all attacks for 1 turn from the character's entry turn. So he doesn't have an... Did he have an entrance in him? I don't think... It doesn't even say that he does, so I don't think he does. So guards all attacks for 1 turn, reduce damage received by 6% per super... We're doing this, man. Reduces damage received by 6% per super boss's category ally on the team. I mean, super bosses is surely better than GT bosses. But this is actually just... Isn't this just LR Omega? Plus an additional damage reduction of 30% before attacking. So if you have 5 super bosses on the team, you're going to have 60% damage reduction before attacking. Launches an additional attack per rainbow keister obtained. Those cannot be super attacks. Because it doesn't say anything about super attacks. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. That's just baseline, okay. Launches an additional attack, launches an additional super attack every time the character attacks 5 times in battle. Okay, so that is worded similarly to the EZA AGL Zamasu. When that EZA AGL Zamasu is fully transformed into like the corrupted Zamasu, the final form, he does an extra attack every 3 attacks, or an extra super attack every 3 attacks. So this is just a worse version of that, right? Because it's 5 attacks, but obviously this guy can attack a lot when you get rainbow keisters with him. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% within the same turn with each attack performed. That's pretty strong because that's a multiplicative buff. With each attack performed, because this guy can. So technically, if you get 5 rainbow key, like if you get the legendary turn of 5 rainbow key spheres for this guy, he's attacking 7 times with a hidden potential system. No, he can attack 8 times because he can attack 8 times because he's getting. Let's just assume you get 5 rainbow key spheres. So you're going to be doing your normal attack. That's 1. You can do up to 5 attacks from getting 5 rainbow key spheres. That's 6. Then he just has a built-in additional with a high chance to be a super. That's 7. And then the hidden potential system. No, hidden potential system is 8. And then launches an additional super attack every time the character attacks 5 times in battle. That's 9. He can attack 9 times per turn. But the only thing with that is 5 of those can't be supers. 9 attacks per turn is the maximum. And with each of those attacks, he's getting 30% multiplicative attack and defense. I think this guy's going to be insane, actually. I looked at that first line where it says, reduce damage received by 6% per super boss's category. Like, that is obviously, that is not a good condition. I'd rather he just have the damage reduction. But with how many... Dude, this line is ridiculous. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% within the same turn with each attack. Like, I don't think people understand how stupid that is. Now, I will say this is heavily going to depend on how many rainbow keyspheres you get. I'm gonna look at this in a second, but let's just continue here. Super bosses category allies key +2 within the same turn after receiving an attack. So they want him to be in slot 1. So they gave him 2 different tools to be in slot 1. They gave him 30% damage reduction before attacking, and then they gave him an ability that gives the team ki when he receives an attack. Great chance of nullifying ki blast super attacks directed at the character. Okay. I'm not really seeing like a powerful slot 1 character with this guy because he's going to be getting. You realize how much defense he's going to be getting after he attacks? I just want to quickly. I have the wiki pulled. I just want to check super bosses. Who is rainbow orb changing on super bosses? Is there anybody? Broly, Chilai, and Lemo. who also are not on global. Ribrianne. She's not rainbow orb changing, but she's orb changing. Right, doesn't Broly, Chi-Lai, and Lemmo rainbow orb change with their EZA now? I think they do, right? Don't they? Maybe they don't actually. No, they changed to physical. Never mind. So I mean, but I'm glad I pulled this up because this is like, we're missing this Broly, who's like the best character on the team by far. We're missing EZA, Broly, Chi-Lai, and Lemmo. And then we're missing this Golden Frieza, who's insane. Is there a single rainbow orb changer on this team? No one here, right? Because Ribrianne is type orb changing. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even done my Ribrianne showcases yet. Yeah, she's not rainbow orb changing. We can get rid of this guy. Okay. Yeah, is there a single rainbow orb changing character? I don't think so. Also, I'm just overlooking something very obvious. Okay, let me check one other thing. Let's go back to you. Let's go to... Wait, really? He doesn't have Corroded Body and Mind? I guess I have to go to Goku Black for this. Let me check Corroded Body and Mind. Rainbow Orb Changer on here. Okay, no one there. There's not many. Am I overlooking something? Or does this guy have no Rainbow Orb Changers on the entire team, on his leader skill? Okay. We'll have to theory craft or something later, because let's actually go back to his team. Like, so I think what we have to look for here is like, what team can this guy fit on that is going to have Rainbow Orb Changers? Realm of Gods is good because Realm of Gods has the newly, well, on JP they're EZA. The Blue Kaioken Goku Evolution Blue, they are a Rainbow Orb Changer. But the problem with them is they want their own Rainbow Orbs, but at least they'll work well together on Realm of Gods, right? The Sword is going to be missing out on damage reduction though. But yeah, the point is this guy wants Rainbow Orb Changers, and I think like both of his teams, Corroded Body and Mind and Super Boss, like you don't have those. All right, active skill is the Time Rift of Wrath. Creates the domain City Future Rift in Time. Raises Super Boss's category allies key by 2 and creates the character's clones for 4 turns. And it does sound like that is a transformation. Because if we go back to the initial thing here, like I think this is going to have a separate name. Like, is this going to be Goku Black, Super Saiyan Rose, and clones? Like, is that what this name? Because it's different. Like, I think it's going to be a different name. Regardless, it is technically, I think, considered a transformation. So you can link up like a post-active skill Rose with the base version. Okay, let's go back to the active skill. Okay, so we have active skill conditions can be activated when all allies attacking in the same turn are super bosses from the 4th turn or from the 6th turn. Okay, 6 turns is okay. So you know what I wish this was? I wish this was super bosses category character starting from the 3rd turn, and then if you don't have that, then you can do it from turn 5. Turn 6 is a little late, although I will say it is 4th and 6th turn from the start of battle, and not this character's 4th or 6th turn, so that is a little better. Domain City Future Rift in Time. Super bosses category allies and enemies attack and defense plus 10%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 10% for characters who are also extreme class. I think that's the same. Is it the same exact thing as this Broly? Like, what is this? I think this Broly has a little bit better of a domain, right? Does the wiki even have the domain like explanation on here? I don't think it does. Because this Broly is giving 4 key to all extreme class allies when he actually transforms, which subsequently triggers the domain, right? But it doesn't. Oh, here it goes. Attack and defense 10% for extreme allies. This part, increased damage received by super class allies and enemies by 10%. We don't have that on Goku Black. And he's giving 10%. So he's basically giving the reverse of Broly, right? Essentially. Okay. But it still seems pretty solid. Okay, so the super attack of the post, I guess I will call it a transformation because it basically is a transformation. Greatly raised attack and raises defense for 1 turn. Okay, so that's a great raise of attack for 1 turn and a raise of defense for 1 turn because there's no comma there, right? Causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. Sure. So it's still a 30% raise of defense. Okay, so Wrath that tears through space and time. Key +2 attack and defense 222%. Attack effective against all types. Reduces damage received by 66% before attacking. Now we're talking about a slot 1 character. Now we're talking about a character that probably can be put in slot 1. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, physical excluded, to rainbow keys. Okay, now he is rainbow orb changing by himself, which is obviously going to be really good. Launches an additional attack that has a rare chance of becoming a super attack per rainbow key sphere obtained. Rare. I don't even, what is that? Is that 10%? Rare chance. I don't even, I think rare is 10%. It's like 10 or 15%. You don't see that ever. You see medium, high, or great. You don't see rare. Okay, I mean, obviously it's better that you could actually have the possibility that those are supers, because again, this guy has his own rainbow orb changer. He's getting, how often are you going to be getting rainbow orbs? Like, how many rainbow orbs on average are you going to be getting per turn? With this guy, maybe like 3 if he's rainbow orb changing by himself. 2 to I think the average probably is in between 2 and 3, but let's just round up to 3. Okay. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Yeah, here we go. My favorite mechanic. Launches an additional super attack every time the character attacks 5 times in battle. Okay, that's the same. An additional attack and defense plus 33% within the same turn with each attack performed. Yeah, that, I'm telling you, this is insanity. This is ridiculous. Because how many times can this guy attack when he's transformed? Okay, let's just assume you get 5 rainbow key spheres. So you're doing your normal attack, then you're doing 5 extras from the rainbow key spheres. That's 6 attacks. So the additional has a great chance at 7 attacks. And then every time this character attacks 5 times in battle, it's 8. Yeah, so you can still do 9 attacks in this form. There is a possibility. Now, the odds are probably like 1 in a million. But there is a possibility that this guy can super 9 times. Can you imagine if you get the 9 super turn with this guy? I mean, that's possible. It is. Is that it? That's it. Okay. Let's forward to the EZA because we know the EZA. This is interesting because like this is a TUR with 3 LRs on his banner. Both of the worldwide download celebration characters. Like, this is a really good banner, actually. The hell? Certainly. I'll be curious to see how many featured characters are on here. Are they going to put 10 featured units on here? Like, I actually don't know. Okay, and then let's move on to Kefla. So we have STR Kefla EZAing. So base form, we have Gigantic Crash, greatly raised attack. So that's actually, she is greatly stacking attack because there is the comma there. Raise defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to enemy and lowers defense. Passive skill, key +1, defense +200%, attack +200%, plus an additional defense +100% when performing a super attack. That's pretty good. Plus an additional attack +150% and high chance of evading enemies' attacks with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Launches an additional super attack with 6 or more key spheres obtained. Transformer conditions are met. So the main problem with this Kefla is the fact that she didn't ever create her own orbs. Obviously, you can run like STR Kaba or STR Hit on this Kefla's team now, and they're actually going to work really well with her. Like this character's basically designed to work with those 2 characters, STR Hit and Kaba. We just got EZAs on JP. Obviously on Global, going to be a little bit tougher because you don't have access to those EZAs yet. Okay, so the super attack of the Super Saiyan version, greatly raised attack, raise defense for 1 turn, immense damage. So it's basically the same thing. 2 key, 250% defense, 250% attack, plus 100% defense for a super. 150% attack, high chance of evading enemies' attacks with 2 or more key spheres obtained. Plus an additional defense plus 50% with 4 or more key spheres obtained. Launch an additional super attack with 6 or more key spheres obtained. And then transforms when conditions are met. Again, it's just all going to depend on how many key spheres you can get. This character obviously is super designed to work well with like the Kaba character, right? Okay, and then when we get to the Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, greatly raised attack, raised defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage, massively lowers defense. 3 key, 260% defense, 260% attack, plus an additional defense plus 120% performing a super attack. Her defense is going to be so high. High chance of evading enemies' attack, including super, plus an additional attack plus 160%, and defense plus 60% with 2 or more key spheres obtained. Launches an additional super attack with 4 more key spheres obtained, and then launches another additional super attack and chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attacks plus 20% with 6 or more key spheres obtained. So she's going to have a 70% chance to dodge with 6 key spheres. Okay, I mean, obviously this form looks insane. Not really going to be able to tell you guys how good this character is until I actually use her, but this could be an interesting EZA for sure. But again, on global, it's going to be a bit harder to effectively test her out without having access to the EZA Kaba and hit those type support characters. So there we go. Let me know what you guys think of the EZA for Kefla as well as the Dokkan Fest Rose. I think a lot of people were expecting this to be an LR because this is... People were thinking this would be the slot where JP gets Tanabata, which would be really early. Like, this would be 5 months early, which would be insane. I imagine this is probably just going to be the character that JP gets next after the anniversary. But he seems interesting. I'm not really too high on his leader skill, and I'm not really too high on the fact that he's getting damage reduction per super bosses category allies. The weird thing about this is he actually loses that when he transforms. Like, he doesn't maintain that damage reduction because he only has damage reduction before attacking. So it's a little interesting that that's what happened. I'm not really entirely too sure why that happens that way, but let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.